Welcome back, folks, to Fishing Planet. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today we're going to compare the Scottum fishing yacht and the Volan's fishing yacht. Now, back when I did the DLC comparison, I would say I would wait to give you my opinion until I got to actually test them. Now, that being said, these are the original stats that came out on the PlayStation DLCs of what they were going to be. And you can see there's a slight difference now, as this is actually what the stats are on them. And that's why I'm glad I waited to make an opinion till I tested them, and also got to see what the stats end up being. So, real quick, the obvious stats: speed is definitely better on the bigger one, and the fish storage and the max fish. But one thing I will say really quick is the max fish being 551 makes only a few fish that you're going to catch in the entire game not fit. So that is a huge bonus. So for max people, you can have you plus 3 friends. And on the smaller boat, you can have you plus 2 friends. So one less person. Now, with that being said, interestingly enough, not that it's super important, in the little boat you can fish you can actually put your fish back in the water if you do need to. You can't on the big boat. Now, we're going to go to the lake, and I'm going to actually show you some interesting differences that I noticed while using these two boats. Okay, so we are in the smaller boat. You can see the controls are right here. Pretty good view out of everywhere. And we are going to talk about this a little bit more. But first, obviously you guys know about the top speed, but keep an eye on the right screen, that is your sonar, and all of a sudden you will see the one downside of this boat, that the sonar quits functioning at top speed. But you have a pretty good, we're going to go ahead and stop here, you do have a pretty good view of your screens. You can always zoom in, and that really does make it really nice on this boat here. But we're going to go ahead, and just so you guys can see, we're going to throw a lure in. We're not worried about actually catching a fish, but I do want to show you guys something here. So we're going to put this in. Obviously this boat holds one person less, but we are going to go ahead and start the engine and go to top speed here, and you can see 25%. Now it's going to be the same top speed here. We'll let it get up there, but in the meantime, I want to talk about what your view is while you're trolling. So while you're trolling, you have all of this right here that you can see. Now just remember that. You can kind of see where you're going in this boat. Alright, you can see everything around you. You can see where birds are. You can see if you're still on the right path. Now, let's go back over here. You see we're at 10 knots. Also, you can really see your fish poles behind you if you're using the left corner. It is a lot easier. You can see easily, you can tell we had something hit there or snag, and really like that. Also remember the percentage is 25, so we can get into a very accurate setting if we want. And I'll show you what I mean now as we're going to go grab the big boat. Now we're in the bigger boat. We're actually going to go to the exact same 1 p.m. time. Also, you're going to notice while we're up here on the thing, the screens are a little bit farther away. Not that that's end of the world, but you're going to see as we drive by this buoy, we're not even going to be able to see it for most part. Now, we're going to go up to top speed. Obviously, that we know the top speed is 30 knots, but you can see the sonar is still active, right? So now one thing we're going to do is we are going to throw our pole in. You can see already something that is significantly different about these two boats. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, because we're just gonna put that in there. We're not worried about catching a fish. I'm just using this as an example. Now we'll go up here, and you can see the boat only goes up to 12%. All right, we're gonna let that sit here for a while, but you can see already you're going to have a lot less adjustment while you're trolling on this big boat. Okay, now I don't know if they'll make changes to any of this down the road, but this is the way they are right now. Also, you can see it's a little bit more difficult to see your poles down there, right? It's at the bottom of your screen. I'm not saying it's end of the world. And then also, let's go down here, and you will see real quick that, you know, if you're trying to see where you're going, you can't. All right, not even a little bit. Now you do have one more person that gets on. You can tell when these poles are going off, but like I said, the view is much different here, and you can see the speed is only 8 knots while you're trolling. So that's one thing I wanted you to see here, guys, just to let you know there are differences. Now, why would this be different in case you were going to do, in case fish were really picky on what speed they wanted, if that's something we find more out about, that the little boat is definitely going to be bigger. Now, for scouting and exploring the map, you know, this boat is going to be better to drive over here to check something out. The big boat. And with the sonar active while you're going full speed, you'll be able to see some stuff, and it'll be a good scouting boat. Now, the little boat, in a lot of ways, in my opinion, is better in a lot of other scenarios. Outside of, you can have one less person on the little boat. You have more control over your trolling. You have much better vision. And so, honestly, there's a reason to have both. Now, sadly for me, because I will be doing a ton of scouting, I probably will be forced to use the bigger boat more. And that's just going to be maybe how I am. But if I was more of a average player, I don't know which one I would choose. They're pretty even, and you'd have to consider what you want. This one can keep more fish, but honestly, the other one can keep a lot too, and there's very few fish that is bigger than that 551 or that 250 kilograms. You guys will have to make that decision for yourself, but I feel like these are some of the important things I found while using the boat. And you guys will have to let me know in the comments what you think. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time, folks. Have a good one.